Here we are, it's the Groove Junction! Hey, John, before we start, I need you to do one thing for me.
Go on.
Say roll titles.
Roll titles.
What did you think of those titles, man?
That is something super slick, man. Super.
Slick.
Love that.
Okay.
Love
This is episode 6, and first, before we get into it, we've got brand new titles. So if you're not watching on YouTube or Spotify, we've got some brand new visual titles which have been made for us for a friend of the show. Got a big shout out to Jake, Mr. Sleeps on TikTok. He is loving what we're doing with the podcast and goes, guys, think I can help you out. And like he massively has. The titles are incredible. What do you think, John?
Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I think the colour is spot on.
Well, yeah. He was on brand, definitely on brand.
Absolutely.
So
I love it.
massive thanks to Jake for sorting those out for me. Well, for us, we really appreciate it. And secondly, the music to that. And we've got a guest on this show, Brad, and Brad is a DJ / producer, and he, once again, another friend of the show, has also did the music for the intro, and the break bit as well. So there's going to be some visuals and some break music as well, which you'll see in due course.
You know what? It's all coming together. It's exactly what we visioned.
Yeah.
Pulling people in from everywhere. It's all coming in together, and it's coming in. I like it. I like it a lot.
A lot quicker than I thought, if I'm honest, mate.
I have to agree. I knew that this podcast wasn't going to be a 5-minute wonder thing. I knew that. I knew this is going to be an ongoing thing that we're going to do. And
Pause there. We are here to stay with this podcast. I'm telling you now. Like I can tell you, like because I do all the back side of this, stage of this stuff, really. So I see the figures, and our figures each week are climbing on the podcast, and that's great that the word's getting out there. It is what it is. But also just to top off the visuals and the audio that's come in with the new titles and our break music, we got new muffs.
I love a muff. Microphone muff.
The microphone muff. I knew that's what you meant. That's
what I meant.
Keep it clean, Jonathan.
Family show.
Yeah. So it was. We've got some. Yeah, we're branding up now. We're branding. We're getting to the branding stage,
mate. Yeah, it's good. It's
loving
good. I'm loving. You know what? There's not been a time through the last 6 weeks where I thought, oh, I'll be bothered. You know. Sometimes you go. With a party,
you get
that party. Yeah, you haven't got that, mate. I've got here.
Hold on a minute.
I've got a list here, right? This list here is. Oh no, hang on. That's the to-do list for the wife. Hang on. I've got a list there of all the different topics that we're going to be talking about, mate. Honestly, a whole page of it. I mean, I've been brainstorming, mate.
Good stuff. That's what I love to hear.
Loads of stuff.
So it's episode 6. It's the Groove Junction. It's back for another week. And like I said, we've got a guest coming on shortly, and we're going to talk things all about DJ and producing and other bits and pieces. I mean, I won't get into it yet, but that's sort of far-fetched from sort of my world of what I do. I never even considered thinking about producing music and other bits and pieces, but we'll come to that when we talk to Brad. So before we get into that, as always, Johnny, what have you been up to? Tell me what you've been up to this week.
You know what? I really, last week was like quite relaxed. I had nothing until Thursday, which was silent disco in Ely with you. And it was great. And Friday was the same. There's another silent disco in Ely, just different channels. And that was pretty much it. What did I do? Saturday I went to London with the family. Did a bit of family time.
Nice. I did the same with my family, not your family. I did London on Saturday with the family. Yeah.
You know what? I saw a picture of your wife and your daughter.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Do you ever know, I think you're punching a little bit, mate, to be fair. To be honest, your wife's gorgeous, mate. I don't mean that funnily, but like she's very pretty.
This is where our friendship now ends, Jonathan.
Yeah, because you know, right.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate that. But yeah, no,
right.
we went out as well on Saturday. Yeah, it was nice.
No, it was good. Silent Disco was epic as always. Thursday and Friday. Friday was the better one for me. I enjoyed Friday more.
Yeah, so we both Thursday and Friday for me. That's all I got to was DJing the Silent Disco at Ely Cathedral. 1,200 people per night. So 2,400 over the two nights in the cathedral. It was a mega night. That's the third one I've done at that cathedral, and I gotta say, it was probably the best one. And it was an 80s, 90s, and noughties night, and we smashed it out of the park, mate. There's no other way around it, and there's no other way around it. And if anyone has seen any of the footage that we've put out on our socials, oh my god, it was a mega night.
It was immense. It was absolutely awesome, absolutely brilliant. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a bit of a trek for me, really.
How did you get there, John?
The wind of a prayer, Matt. Caffeine and inappropriate thoughts.
Oh, nice.
Well, to be fair, Matt, I was on my own.
You're on your own, man.
I'd had to drive myself.
Okay.
No, I wasn't.
Roll the footage.
Yes.
Yeah, so as you're aware, and as you've just seen, Jon travelled to the gig on his own this week. Unfortunately, it was in Ely. He wasn't passing my door. I wasn't passing his door, so he had to make his lonely journey on his own to Ely Cathedral. Whilst me and Brad, we had a great time having a good old chat, mate.
I played I Spy. What did you play?
We just chatted like.
Yeah, I didn't really want to. I did.
I Spy.
Yeah, I played I Spy on my own, and I won.
Nice. So 1,200 people. That's the largest one you've done, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but that's the second time I've done Ely Cathedral, and I have to be, of all the ones that I've done so far, I think that is my favourite.
So why was that the best one for you?
You know what? I think one, because I've kind of lost my nervousness being on the stage.
I suppose Ely was your first ever gig that you did, wasn't it?
As a Silent Disco, yeah. So I was like, I can remember that first gig. Am I doing all right? Are you okay? You're going, mate. Just do what you do.
You did ask a lot of questions that night.
Yeah, I did, because it was like it's like a lot of pressure on me that night.
Yeah, I get that.
I had to perform to you and like.
Don't need to perform to me, mate.
Well, you know what I mean. But then I think with this one, because I was so much more relaxed. I know what's expected of me. I know what I've got to do. And the fact that there was 1,200 people. Let's be honest, we all performed a little bit better with a bigger crowd.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I get that. Yeah, I get that.
Plus, I mean, the Friday night when I was on the Blue Channel, which I love the rock indie music from the 80s, 90s, and noughties. I brought up on that stuff.
Yeah.
So I really did enjoy it.
Yeah, I could definitely tell you had a solid night on the old rock channel on the 80s, 90s, noughties.
I did enjoy the Red Channel as well. I did enjoy it. I mean, the three of us on the stage, I think we just gel well together.
Yeah, and we smashed it. We smashed it.
And you still had a bit of a dodgy back, to be fair.
Yeah.
Though.
Like I said, I've used up all of the high level drugs that I was on. So I'm just using normal little bits and pieces, but we're getting better. Slowly but surely we're getting better.
You're rattling around like a Smarties tube you was on stage and ran the pills you've been popping. I'll tell you.
You get the old bill on me talking about constantly on the old drugs. So what you got planned up this week? Anything on the agenda?
Well, yeah, I've actually got a couple of client meetings.
Nice.
Wednesday and Thursday. Well, one of them's a phone call. One of them is a Zoom call.
Yeah.
One's for a wedding and one's for a 40th. So looking forward to sort of that.
Yeah.
Saturday I have a 16th birthday to do.
Okay.
I'm going out. First time going out with my brand new selfie pod. First time going out with that.
Yeah. Selfie pod. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Looking
to putting that out.
I am. I mean, I've got.
Are you manning it?
I'm paying my daughter to man it for me.
That's fine, as long as it's being, long. That's always my big worry. Is like, how can I trust it being stood there on its own? Is it going to get damaged? Is it going to get, Yeah, that's my only like.
See, the only thing that has actually crossed my mind about stuff getting like damaged or going missing is the props. I'm not worried about the iPad or the selfie pod because the iPad's all properly locked in there. You can't get it out. It's the props really. Because I want them to stay, nice for the next one. So yeah, looking forward to that going out. That's the first, it's the first time it's gone out. So looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And I had it set up in the garden yesterday. It does look nice. And I do take a good picture. I had to try it.
Who told you that?
People.
Okay, all right, we'll leave that.
One or two people I know.
Oh, just the one or the two.
Yeah, they're very, very close.
Keep it to the, keep it within the family.
Well, one of them was the person I played I Spy with.
Okay. To yourself then. Nice.
Oh dear.
Nice,
So what about you? What you got this week? Come on.
I got a client meeting this week, and site visit, and then I've got nothing this weekend. I've got a couple of weeks of nada.
Nothing at all.
Nil point. But to be fair, and we touched on this the other week about wives, partners, families being so accommodating to what we do week in, week out, and for me, it was nice. It was nice going out Saturday night with the fam. We went up the West End and watched Wizard of Oz at the theatre, which was really nice. And then we went out for Sunday lunch on Sunday. So that was. Yeah, so got a couple of weeks with the family, which actually I'm actually really looking forward to doing something.
I mean, I must admit, I was in London Sunday, went to see a show as well. I went to see Hello Dolly for Amelia's birthday.
Is that Dolly Parton? Is it?
No, see, now I thought it's got absolutely nothing to do with Dolly Parton. At all. Nothing to do with her at all.
Old Melly was like, hello Dolly. Is it about Dolly Parton?
Nothing to do with her. Nothing to do with it. It's basically about some woman in America who wants to marry a $500,000, basically. But it was really good. It was really, really good. Really good. But one thing I did notice, when I go out and do a party, Friday, Saturday, or whatever, right, you check the time. You check the time. How long? I did look at my watch once while I was in London. And I think that
with the fam, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But sometimes, when you're so used to look, it's 7 o'clock. Look, 8 o'clock buffets out. That sort of thing, You didn't have to worry.
When's the first dance? When's the first dance on here?
Yeah. I'm just saying, I did look at my watch once. It was lovely. And there was no rush. It was just like, come on, we'll just, we'll eat when we're hungry. Yeah, nice. So, yeah, although I haven't got a weekend off like you, it's only a 16th, so I'll be back by 10, which is nice.
Nice.
I still won't get the remote control for the telly, but I'll still be home by 10 o'clock.
It was funny, talking about, bookings and other bits and pieces and what we got lined up. It was quite funny how we always say it when we were DJing away Thursday and Friday, and you were pinging Studio Ninja like one night, and then I was pinging Studio Ninjas the other night, and I think between us whilst gigging, I think we picked up 4 gigs. Yeah, I got 2, you got 2.
Yeah.
It's just like, there it is.
Brilliant.
Nice and easy. Done.
Ping, done. Thank you. Booked everything. All booked. All deposits paid. Thank you very much. And all I had to do was just click on one button. That's it. So the system done the rest.
It's funny, but it's just funny that you're DJing away doing something. 1,200 people in a cathedral. Next thing I know, you've been booked and you've been paid for something already.
Yeah.
Winning. That's what it's all about. So yeah, so I've got a week off, which I'm looking for, unless anything late minute comes in. But yeah, week off, which looking forward to with the fam.
Nice.
Looking forward.
Nice.
So should we get our guest on?
I'm quite looking forward to this actually.
Yeah, because this is something different. This is something new. Yeah. This isn't us, talking about kids' parties, school parties, Halloween, discos,
no.
Christmas, weddings, you name it. You know, we're sort of going a little bit wider now.
Yeah, I think you're right, because I've never thought about producing music or anything. You know, I'll download my track, I'll buy my track. That's what I want to hear. And then you've got you know, people like Brad that we're going to meet in just a minute. I'll let you tell the story in a minute. But you know, the guy he's a genius. Absolute genius.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah,
Mum.
Let's do it.
All right. See you after the break.
See you after the break.
Welcome back to part 2. What did you think of those visuals?
Mate, love the visuals. But the sound, the music, got proper funky disco-y. Oh, I love it. Really love it.
Love the audio. And that seamlessly leads us into our next link and our guest. So please, without any further ado, please welcome our very special guest this week. It's BFP.
Yeah,
and there he is. How you doing, man?
I'm very well, boys. How are you?
Good, Brad. Thanks for joining us on the Groove Junction. Firstly, before we get into your whole producing and DJing that you're doing at the moment, thanks very much for jumping on and saying that you'd be happy to do us a little bit of music. Literally, I asked you on Thursday when we were at Ely. Well, you actually suggested that you would be able to do it for me, and then. We were thinking it would take a little bit of a long process, and shall we say within 30 minutes of whilst you were sat in the local pub in Ely, you had done the music intro and the interlude stuff within about half an hour. Is that right?
Absolutely, mate.
Absolutely.
Over a few pints. It was great.
Do you think that the working atmosphere around you probably helped you? Do you think?
I reckon the pints helped me a little bit more.
What, 11 o'clock in the morning?
That was 11:30, mate.
Don't say that. His mum's probably watching. We're dropping him right in the boot. And listen, he was getting ready for the night ahead. And a very professional night he did as well on the stage.
Very much.
But thanks for the help. Well, thanks for allowing your samples to be played for our intro and our also our interlude bit, our part 1 into part 2, break music, which is great, man, and I really appreciate it. But also thanks for coming on. And this is one thing that we've spoken about previously when we've been out gigging together and driving back, is about producing music. And a lot of our guests are DJs who do parties, weddings, and other bits and pieces. And I mean, I'm only speaking really for myself and for the people that I've known, is that not many of us are producing music or doing music, but ultimately that could potentially be where the money lies. So firstly, how old are you, Brad? To start with the simple questions.
Honestly.
I am 24. You can tell by the lack of facial hair.
Okay, yeah.
So bum fluff's going to blow off in the wind.
Right. So, Brad, you're 24, and so what made you get into DJing?
DJing, when I was at school, a lot of my friends sort of got into the rave music scene.
Yeah.
And I quite enjoyed that as well. And they all had all their decks, and I never really bothered until I went to uni. On my first set, in Newmark, up a little set.
Yeah, I slide up on you, Mark.
And I was just practicing with that. I moved on to a Pioneer deck, and I've got the stuff I have now. And it's just something that keeps me ticking, like music.
So did you study music at university?
No, I studied sports.
Sports?
Yeah, but it's always been there. Music's passion.
Music's his passion, but he's a bit of a physical specimen of a beast.
He kind of puts us to shame a little bit, really. He's good at music and he's fit, and and that's another reason why one of the reasons why Brad's
part of the silent disco crew because he's got eye candy for the ladies. And you know, he goes down well on stage. Shall we say?
Eye candy for all ages, though. I've seen
For
it.
all ages.
All ages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So making him blush now. That's it. We're just trying to make him blush as much as possible to turn his room from blue to red. Brad. So DJing's been there for a while. So then, what was for you? What was the transition from the DJing into actually? I want to start actually producing music and doing music.
Well, that is the natural progression of where I want to go. Like, it's all good doing the sets, but I want to have my own stuff.
Yeah.
That I can put out there. And it was a really slow start, to be fair. I didn't know any music theory, and it's just amazing how much you can learn now from everything that's available, like YouTube, online, and it's just years of practice, like 2 or 3 years now I've been doing it, and I'm still learning new stuff every day.
Have you had to buy loads of different equipment?
No, all you need really is you got your laptop, you got your little MIDI controller, keyboard, pair of headphones, and you're away, mate.
It's simple as that. And a couple of beers in a local pub in Cambridgeshire.
Exactly.
That always helps. That always helps. The juices of music being created within the atmosphere. All right. So so what sort of music are you producing right now?
I'm trying not to put myself in one genre, but the one I do enjoy the most is garage, UKG, two-step, and speed garage. Certainly the genre that I really do delve into.
Nice. And whilst you're here, I just want to say thank you for sending me over a couple of tracks, actually, because my wife has stolen them for her PT classes that she runs. Which is
sharing is caring, Matt. You know the motto. Sharing is caring.
He has to get that tagline in
Get it in there, mate.
Any opportunity.
That's my tagline.
But yeah, I've heard some of your stuff. It's really great, and some of the tracks that you've played to me when we've been going to shows and stuff, it just blows my mind. Some of the sample stuff that you're doing is really, really good. So where can people find your stuff? Where is it? And how much stuff have you put out there first and foremost?
I've got one track on my SoundCloud, but I've got over 100 that are ready to go. But I am my own worst critic when it comes to putting stuff out.
Why, Brad?
I just can't help it. I'm fine-tuning all these little bits, but there is certainly stuff in the works that's coming out very soon.
So you fine-tune your own stuff, like when you're playing, right? So when you're on stage and you're doing a little bit of garage, do you like sit there and give it, no, I wouldn't have done that. You should have done that. Do you dissect other people's music and think, yeah, I can do that better?
That's the best thing about getting into the production side, is you can just take whoever's track and stick your own spin on it. Do the BFP remix.
BFP remix.
I like that.
I can see him coming. They're coming. I can see him coming in the distance. But if you've got over 100 tracks in your arsenal, and I've heard some of them, right? I've heard there's a couple of ones that you've done that I listened to, and I was like, you can't put these out. They are solid. They are so good. In some ways, you need a manager.
Here we go.
You need somebody sitting on the outside going, actually, Brad, that's I think that's a good one. Let's just hold that one back until we get to this. You need a little bit of that, because I think with the stuff that you are pulling out and the stuff that you've produced, you gotta put it out there, man, because there's got to be money to be made. You're sitting on exactly, John. Yeah. You're sitting on a gold mine of 100 tracks. They're not earning any money on your hard drive in your bedroom. You've got to get them on. You've got to put them on there. You've got to get them on yourself.
Yeah, it's not all about the money for me. If one person enjoys the track I put out, then I'm gassed. I'm happy.
But that one's going to enjoy it, Brad, because it's still on your bloody hard drive.
It's coming, Johnny boy. It's coming.
Come on, I need it
Sharon's caring, mate. Sharon is caring.
Oh, mate. Well done, Brad. I'll slip you that $5 later. Don't worry. There's your first £5 from the Groove Junction.
Thank you.
Oh, brothers, mate. I mean, listen, like I said, you've got some great stuff. I've heard it. I think the public need to hear it. Like, don't be that self-critic, because you'll never put anything out, man. You've got, it's there. And I've heard them, and I go, this is amazing. I want this track. Like, I want this track. I need this track. Like, literally.
I'll buy a track off you, Brad.
It's not even about buying.
It's not about the money. I know it's not about the money. I know it's not. But, you know, that may give him the incentive to get the other 99 tracks out. Just saying, you know.
Then he's got
I want to aim to have at least 2 or 3 tracks of my own, like the original stuff I've made out by the end of the year. That is the plan.
Now we're talking.
Well, now we're now we're all on the same.
We're going to hold you to that.
Yeah,
please do.
You know that. You know, we're going to, like, I feel that
Christmas #1 calling.
Yeah, I know. Look, listen, I'm not gonna try and sit here and blow smoke up your backside or anything. But listen, I've heard it, and I know some of the stuff that you've done, and it's really good. Yeah. And you need to now push yourself to get that out there, and we're gonna do that. We want to hear it. Yeah. There is a massive market out there for the stuff that you're doing, and you know, us old timers who have listened to music all of our lives, we just go, oh, it's just another track. But listen, I'm not just saying that because we know you are very talented at what you're doing, and you've got to show that talent off. And generally, I think you will go global in the words of John Colley.
Global. Yeah.
Just global. So, all right. So the future is to try and get a few more tracks out by the end of the year.
100%.
What's 2025 looking like for you in the DJ and producing world?
Just want it to be as busy and as prosperous as possible. Want the tracks to be flowing out probably at least once a month. 1 track a month would be the goal in 2025.
Nice. Okay, that's good. And in relation to that's the music that you're producing. Now, I know you've been sort of doing, you said at uni you were doing some DJ sets now and again, and obviously you know us through the silent disco stuff, which you'll be doing, but are you looking for getting into the club thing as well? What's the aspiration there?
Well, that was the original probably reason why I got into the production side of it, because you're not going to get into clubs if you're not got your own track. Yeah. It's all about your profile. It's all good being the best DJ in the world, but if you haven't got your own stuff that you can stick in a mix, you ain't gonna get booked.
Nice. All right, there you go. So that is the incentive to get it out there, because
exactly. And you're relying on the networking side of things as well, aren't you? You know,
exactly.
You know, I've got a few friends, you know, they're quite big. You know, occasionally I'll just drop their names.
Oh no.
You know, just. You know, I'm just saying, you know, like examples, one of them, you know, Majestic being another one, you know, and Beyond Chicago being another one. Yeah.
Sorry, shall I just pick all these names up that you just thrown on the floor down here?
Yeah, but now I'm going to add BFP, and people are going to give it. Oh my God, John, do you know BFP? And I'm going to give it.
No, we were the one that forced him to put that track out.
We all dance together on the stage and get drunk together and look at all the women. That's what we do.
Shocking.
Shocking it is.
I tell you, you're not really showing a very professional light in what we do right now. So let's just tone it down. All right. Okay. This is, you know, we've got to be the professionals amongst us, because people are going to listen to this and go, this lot absolutely lost the plot. And at this moment in time, like I said in part 1, our figures are going upwards, global. Yeah. But the way you're discussing, we're going, you know, we're coming down Earth with a crash.
You're the chief executive, the chief producer, the chief editor, and now you're BFP's manager. I mean, come on, I'm still sitting here, and all I do is sit here and talk. So
I don't know about that. But so in relate, so you got the plan is to get some tracks out before the end of the year, and then we're looking at getting more and more tracks out. Are you just you just going to be throwing those onto SoundCloud, or are you putting them anywhere else?
All the original stuff for me will be Spotify, SoundCloud, all the remix and edits will be over on SoundCloud.
Lovely. Oh, can't wait to see that. And listen, we will produce that absolutely 100% to the high heel as soon as they start being dropped, because we're going to be playing them.
We're going to play. 100%.
We'll play them. Because I think they're great. I think they're great, and I can't wait for people to hear it. What I want to go into is what I know the 15-second thing that you did for us the other day didn't take you any long at all. Give me some of the sort of the processes, the steps you think about when you got a completely clean canvas. What is your first set? Am I looking for a vocal, or am I looking for a bass line, or am I looking for a synth? What is the first thought process you go through when you're in that producing mode, when you sat at the desk?
I wouldn't say there is one. Like, I look at everything. I look at some drums, some basses, and then it just builds from there. But if I'm going for it, I do like to lay a good, solid drum foundation. Some swingy drum, then you can just go from there, set your tempo, then all your little bits come after that, and it kind of transcends into a full track more quickly than you'd think sometimes.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, you've got a drum tempo, so a garage tends to be around about 130, 135 BPM. Is that your preferred sort of speed of track? Your BPM, is that your preferred?
Like anywhere between 130 and 140, but like the disco-y stuff, like the jingle for the Groove Junction, I think that was 125. So it can go anywhere
it's a bit
up
slow
to
for you.
but it can go up to like 175 if you're looking at drum and bass, and then like down towards like 80 if you're going to like hip hop and R&B and that sort of thing.
Right. So, what's the average track? 3.5 minutes?
Give or take, yeah.
Give or take 3.5 minutes. How long would that take you from sitting down, like Matt said, blank canvas, roughly 12, 14 hours?
Quite. It really depends on each track. Some I'm there for days just pulling my hair out by the end of it, but others, like the jingle, I made a track out of the jingle and that took an afternoon, sat at the pub having a few Asahis.
Yeah, I would say so. People who listened to the intro then came, and then when we saw Brad later on that afternoon for our second show in Ely, he'd actually completed a 3.5 minute song with good. It is amazing. It is really so good. So yeah, I'm just, for me, I would sit down, and because we've talked about it and I've tried it, and I sit there and I just go, I've got like nowhere to go. So do you just like flick through like loads of different beats and just go, actually, no, I like that, I don't like that, and then it just progresses from there, it just builds.
Yeah, I've got plenty of sample packs that I scroll through, but you think I'm scrolling through kick to get the perfect kick, hi-hats, rims, claps. So that sort of foundation takes a while, but then you've got all the other sort of bits and bobs, all the sound pieces that you can just slot in. It really depends on the groove that you're going for.
I mean, being a DJ, I know that you've got your intro, you've got your main, you've got your chorus, and you've got breakdown and all that. Do you break it down into sections like that? And say, right, this is going to be my intro. I'm going to do a 30-second intro, and it's going to be 15 seconds of kick. Then I'm going to add a little hi-hat in, and then I'm going to go in with synth for my bass or whatever. Do you break it down like that when you're making your songs?
Like, sometimes I'll start with the drums just for an intro to get that going, but other times I'll start with like the actual drop of the song itself. You make a decent drop, and then you go back, do the intro, and then maybe a build-up. But usually it'd be make the build-up, make the drop, and then work the rest out from there.
Wow, so it's not as straightforward as you would think, really.
No. For me, I was like, okay, this is the start beat, boom, 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 and then this goes to this, and then this goes. But no, it's just, I'm guessing people with their own ear to the music will just do it in different ways. I probably would speak to other producers that would go, actually, I don't do it that way. I do it this way, and I have this methodical way of doing that. And I think it comes down to all of us that are in this industry of music, whether we're DJing, whether we're producers, whether we're doing parties, birthdays, we have that ear of, we know something's going to come with that track at that point. And I think you listen to a song, even if it's for the first time, and you go, I was expecting the drop there, or I was expecting something to happen there, and it doesn't. And then that's probably that self-critical eye that Brad's probably got on his own work, going, are people thinking that? Are they going, oh, actually the drop should have been there or there, when actually that shouldn't really matter, because it's your music. Like, it's not about, but us as DJs, we're thinking about that drop and what our next track's going to sound like with that drop, whether we are using stems and we're taking stuff out of our own mixing elements to then bring in that next track. Do you know what I mean? So I think it, I don't know where I'm really going with this conversation. Well, I mean, ultimately, I think everyone has a different way of, producing that level of music to that level. But for us DJs, we're trying to put the pieces together for ourselves in our own environment for when we're DJing in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
Whether that's 80s, 90s, noughties, all the way up to 2020, what are we? Four. Yeah, 4. I'm lost.
So,
I'm lost.
Brad, I mean, I don't want to cut Matt off or anything, but do you play any musical instruments?
I grew up playing the guitar a little bit,
Okay.
but I wish I'd have played the keyboard earlier. I memorate around it a little bit, but
Can you play chopsticks?
Chopsticks. Chopsticks on the piano.
Yeah, that's what
I think
we're
everyone
talking
can play chopsticks on the piano.
But even if you're
with the musical instrument, where do you play a musical instrument, John?
Yeah, I do. But
Triangle.
Tambourine.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah. No, but earlier on at the start, Brad said that if you've got a laptop, a pair of headphones, a mini mixer, or a mini control, mini mixer, and a keyboard.
Yeah.
That's all you really need to start thinking. So that kind of led on to the question: do you play any musical instruments? And he said yes. So my question is relevant.
Okay, so that's fine.
Unlike your last comment was, I don't really know where I'm going with this. So then I've jumped in.
I was expecting you to say, yeah, I also play a musical instrument.
I do. I play.
Whilst we're having this argument.
I play bass guitar.
You play bass guitar?
Yeah, only because there's 4 strings. There's less strings.
And it's normally boom, boom, boom.
Hey, honestly, right, if you ever look at any rock and roll, right, gig on stage, right, you got like the lead guitarist, right?
Yeah.
Giving it with these 6 strings.
Yeah.
You ain't got the hair to be a lead guitarist.
No. I have to be the bass player, because the bass player just sits there like that. That's all he does. He just
love that. Brad, you can come again with comments like that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you play the bass. So you've just described the lead guitarist.
Yep.
Describe the keyboardist, the
keyboard player.
Yeah, that's the one.
No, it tends to be part of the percussion bit as well. So just look at Brad. I mean,
okay, all right.
He's young, he's energetic.
On the keys.
He looks quite sexy. He could make like your keyboard look good. Yeah,
all right, so Brad's on the keys.
Yeah.
You're on the bass. What am I?
Roadie.
Right. It's like that, is it?
No, you'd be the lead singer. You've got that really deep voice. You've got that real
You ain't got a deep voice. Leave it out.
That Barry White talks to the animals at the bottom of the ocean.
I played drums for many years. I was in a couple of bands. Played the drums at school. Carried on playing the drums. Played drums in a band. A couple of bands actually. We played a lot of mod music in one of the bands I was in, and then we played in a lot of cover music in another band that I was in. Yeah, so I played the drums.
So if our DJing career goes down to Swanee, and
we're set.
We are like, what would we call ourselves?
We're like, we can reform. I don't know.
Come on, Brad, you're a producer. What would we call ourselves? Think of a quick name.
A name of a group for the 3 of us.
Like,
oh no, I don't know where this is going at all.
It's a PG show, isn't it?
It
is a PG. It's very PG. This show.
I'm not sure I can say.
It gets dropped at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday morning, so we've got to keep it.
And also Brad's not had enough San Miguel's yet. Other brands are available to come up with a good name for a band.
We'll suss it one day.
We'll get there. We'll get there in the end. Brad, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on, my man. And getting a bit of an insight in relation to production and how you pull stuff together. And we do want to hear it. We want to hear it. We want to
be playing it our own eyes.
Yeah. We want to be going, and this is the latest one.
Yeah.
And
people will come up to us and go, "What is this?" And we'll give it. This is the song you didn't know you needed.
Exactly that point.
And we'll be able to. And I'm telling you, Christmas coming up, Brad.
Yeah. And we are. Listen, bud. We're gonna put a bit of pressure on you, man, to get them out.
Well, we will.
No, I definitely going to put a bit of pressure on you getting out. I've heard some of your stuff, Brad, and it's very, very good, and it needs to be out there. You need to be putting it out there.
You've got less than 100 days to get your first track out.
Thank you. It's happening, mate.
It's quite easy, so we want to see it.
I think the difficult bit is, if you've got over 100, which one to go with?
I've got a short list.
You got it? Oh, okay. So he's got a top 10 out of that 100. Nice.
Well, you can't put, who made the song out of our jingle. Yeah, don't put that out, because then they'll think that we've taken that from your hit single.
Single for you. It's called the Groove Junction.
There you go.
Set it out, mate. That's going.
That's number one. That's
global, mate.
That's number one. That one.
Number one.
It's the first one coming out.
Global.
That's one you're on, man.
Brad.
Learn a little bit in relation to, or got a little bit more understanding of what goes into what you're doing.
It's not as easy as you think, though, is it?
Definitely not.
No,
definitely not.
No.
Definitely not. And if you've got over 100 in your arsenal, you can't be doing that bad at it. But there you go. We can't wait to hear it.
No.
Check all the descriptions in relation to today's episode. All of Brad's details will be on there. So if you want to go and check Brad's stuff out, please do on his socials, and also SoundCloud out there. And like I said, he's going to start dropping them, because we're going to be putting pressure on them to drop them.
Follow, share, do all the good stuff, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Brad, thanks for joining us, my friend. We will see you again soon, man. All right, take care. How interesting was that?
You know what? I didn't realise how much work goes into actually producing a song. Because as I said earlier, I buy it, play it, I like it, they like it, job done. I know that I've got a 30-second intro, and then something comes in, I've got a verse, a chorus, and then I've got an outro.
Yeah.
I know that. I didn't realise how he does it.
But everyone's like it sounds like, producers, they do it all differently. They set it up differently. They do it in different ways. But ultimately, they get to the end process when they've created a track.
Yeah.
And you've listened to it. I've listened to it.
Yeah.
The track that he created off the intro and the interludes that he's done for our show, it blew my mind. And the vocals in it, unbelievable.
Yeah.
So good. I hope at some point it does find its way to the surface and we get it out there.
Absolutely. That track that he made in the pub. That track. I heard
Stop emphasising it being the pub. His mum's watching.
Oh yeah, sorry. The wherever he was.
Yeah.
But as soon as I heard it, the first, did you have a particular song that come into your head? For me, I had Armand Van Helden's "My My My" with Tara McDonald. That just sprung into my, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is amazing, and he made it up just like that.
Yeah, it's very talented,
very talented. Yeah.
Fingers crossed he starts getting stuff
24 years old. I can see him. I can see him going global. I can. I really can. I think.
I hope so
he's
too.
a nice guy. He's a nice guy with it as well. And I'm not just saying that because he's our mate, but he is.
No, he's great. He's a great guy. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of time for Brad. He's a good lad. And he's just he needs a push. He needs a push.
We'll push
Get that stuff out there. Get that stuff out there.
We want it by Christmas.
Definitely.
Could you imagine that?
Christmas number one.
Yeah. Can you imagine that playing that fucking New Year's Eve on New Year's Eve? Can you imagine playing that on New Year's Eve?
Yeah, be great.
Good luck to him.
Yeah, great luck. Yeah, great. Yeah. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And I wish him all the luck with it as well. And like I said, go and have a look at his socials. Go and have a look at the description in relation to his podcast. All of his stuff is there, and where, how, and to find him are also listed there as well. It's been another little whirlwind show this week, Johnny boy.
You know what? They're going. They go by quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker.
I know.
I could talk for another couple of hours, as you know.
You normally do when we stop recording, John. To be honest,
not today, because I've got a Cornish pasty and chips waiting for me. That's my dinner.
I'll check you out.
Mate.
That reminds me, just to let everyone know, as per normal, all of our podcasts get released Tuesday morning, 10 o'clock. So please go and subscribe, whether it's on Apple Podcasts, whether it is on Spotify Podcasts. All of the podcasts platforms, they're all out there, as well as our YouTube page, the Groove Junction.
As well. We've had a couple of people leave us comments about stuff they want us to talk about, which we are in the process of sorting that out.
Yeah.
But drop us a comment. Let us know, what do you like? What don't you like? You know, where would you like to? Because we love making this show. We absolutely love it, and we talk about it like in the build up to the recording of it.
Absolutely.
And we do, there is no script. We don't have a script.
You've got a little bit of paper, but that's about it.
Well, I've got a little bit of paper.
It's just a list.
It's just a list of, like, I've got to feed the dog and I've got to get the shop in and I've got to pick up the kids from school. But no, seriously, let us know what you want to talk. We've got pages and pages of stuff to talk about. We are not running out of ideas. I'm telling you that now. But what we don't want to do is we don't want to be producing this for you and you're giving it, well, when are you going to be talking about this? When are you going to be talking about that? We are using this. Our whole goal with this is it's like an educational platform, for people that have been DJing for many, many years, for DJs that are up and coming, but people outside of the mobile DJ circle, the producers, the other people that, don't necessarily stand behind the decks for 5 hours playing music to Aunt Aggie and all of that, But we want your feedback. We want your comments, and you can do that on the platforms. I believe you can do it. Can you do it on all
whether you like it, whether you hate it?
Yeah,
John's got broad shoulders. I will go into the corner and cry and rock myself if they are that bad. But generally, we want to do this all for the right reasons. We want to have those conversations. For us, the reason we called it the Groove Junction is because when you get to a junction, you're going to be going off at different angles and talking and other bits and pieces, and that was the whole premise behind it all. But you can find us. Yes, stop playing with your muff again. That's one for the shorts. You can find all of our stuff, as well as our actual dedicated website, thegroovejunction.com. That's also out there as well. So listen, you know where to find us. Have a great week, everyone, and we will see you next week on the Groove Junction.
Can I before we go? Before we go.
Sorry, just rewind, sliding.
Rewind a bit.
Okay.
Because I thought about this.
Last comments from you, John?
As we always say, we wish you safe, we wish you well. Look after yourselves and look after each other.
On that note, have a great week, everyone.
See you later.
Ta-da.